Hello, John.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Brian Earhart with DGN here. I met you just over a year ago, hole 11 at Vista del Camino. You were practicing for the Memorial Championships, and you told me, I'm making a run at the tour. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to do my best. And here you are. You're still here. You're still playing. How has it been since that day that we met? How has the tour life been for you?
Man, it's been everything that I've ever dreamed of, to be honest with you. I remember running into you back then last year. We were just getting ready. I was getting ready for the Memorial, and I had big dreams. I'd just come off Vegas, first week actually on tour. I was really excited, and I believe I've started making the progressions of a touring player getting their foot in the door. I've made, this is the second year fully, so I've been getting a little bit more comfortable as life goes on, trying to make changes to the adjustments, and just really live life to the fullest. Really enjoying the tour. Nothing else I'd rather be doing, and I feel like I'm really getting a grasp on it.
Speaking of that, you have started to improve your performances this season. What has been the most important thing that you've taken since hitting the road to play the hardest courses with the best competition?
I think one of the biggest things was just to remember why I'm out here. Remember to have a good time. There's a lot of people that would really love to be in this position, and I'm very fortunate to be able to be out here playing disc golf. So whenever times kind of get tough, obviously I have been doing a little bit better this year, as you had mentioned, but sometimes it does get a little bit harder. So I just got to remember you're out here having fun, playing disc golf, and just doing what you enjoy.
Last question for you. Jones Supreme looks like a beast of a course. Have you played it yet? And if you have, how are you feeling about your game out there?
I have played Jones Supreme already. I got a couple looks on it this week. It's definitely different from any of the previous Jones courses that have been played, and I'm really excited about it. It's longer. We're opening up the arms a little bit this week, even more so than Jonesboro. So I'm looking forward to Jones Supreme. They're tightening up the fairways a little. They're stretching out the holes, but it's definitely gonna test your game, and I'm really enjoying it. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, good luck, man.
Thank you.
Hey, John. Hayden with the PDGA. Tell us about the grind, of getting out there and traveling and moving from event to event. Obviously, it's fun when you're playing disc golf, but tell us about, buckling down and powering through.
The grind. So, loving the grind. It's definitely something that was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be initially. It's the living out of the car every week. It's finding the laundry spots, the shower spots, making sure, you're eating well, staying healthy. The grind's tough. It's easy to get distracted. It's easy to kind of get a little discouraged, I feel like. But, again, you just got to remember why you're out there. I really do enjoy being out there, and I just kind of have to remember that, you're grinding on it, and, just keep working at it. Just because there's a little bit of an obstacle or two obstacles throughout the way, that's okay. You just got to keep on working, and it's going to pay off eventually.
Nice. Tell us about your background in the game.
So I got started with disc golf about when I was 2 years old. My father had me getting into it. Ever since I could walk, I was holding a disc, and I've been competing since 2004. Really it's been something that it's been a lifelong thing for me. As a child, I always wanted to be a professional disc golfer. I always wanted to be out on the road. Some kids are dreaming about being in football or being on, in the big leagues in baseball, but for me it was always disc golf, and I just never really strayed away from that. I always made sure I was sticking to disc golf, letting it kind of guide me. I choose disc golf over a lot, so it's been part of my lifeline, part of my blood, really.
Nice. You see your name on the leaderboard at a major. What does that do to cement the fact that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and the work is starting to pay off?
Yeah, seeing my name on the major board or on the leaderboard a couple weeks ago was really big because sometimes it gets a little tough to remember why, or not why I'm out here, but to remember that I can compete. I'm here competing with everybody, and I'd have some self-doubt sometimes, and even if everybody else believes that I can do it, sometimes I don't always. So seeing my name on the leaderboard really fired my spirit up a little bit more, and just reminded me that you can do it, you can compete, you are a champion.
Hey John, Chris with Gatekeeper Media. To go a little bit more off of that, competing, you secured a USDGC spot very early in the season. What type of relief is that for you to know that you're qualified for one of the majors there at the end, and what kind of goals do you have this season moving forward?
It's honestly a big weight off my shoulders. You know, I got the USDGC monkey off my back early. It was a goal last year that I wasn't able to meet, and so it was definitely one I really wanted to really get in this year, and I was really happy to be able to secure a spot so early. You know, going forward, I think that I just need to keep grinding. Don't soften up at all. You know, just because I have a USDGC spot or just because I've made had a few good rounds doesn't mean that I can let go of any of the practice, let go of any of the grind. So it motivates me even further, and I'm excited to get out there and, you know, play my third major of the year when it comes down to it.
Awesome. You're sponsored by Millennium. That's their home base is not far from here. What type of molds are you going to look forward to throwing out here on the course?
All right, so I did just stop by the Millennium shop warehouse the other day, picked up a couple nice things. Out here, I'm definitely going to be looking for some stability, especially in these Kansas winds, something very predictable. So I'll be going towards my Millennium Quasars, very stable, fast, great discs in the wind. The new mold, the Solstice that just came out, really stable mid-range, good for, you know, again, going to be good for the wind. It's going to be flat, low profile, good for shaping shots. And then probably going to be reaching towards a Mortar, another stable mid-range, and then the Scorpius whenever the wind's going to allow me to get off the Quasar.
Awesome. You said you're living out of your car. You play a lot of disc golf. What do you do for like hobbies outside of that, being out on the road?
I like to read, honestly. I spend some time in the van. I'll sit there and I'll read. I like to go fishing whenever I can. I kind of forgot my poles this trip, so no fishing for me. However, you know, just try to stay active. It is kind of difficult when it's all you want to do is kind of go play disc golf. All I want to do is putt, but with it being, you know, work and a job, it's different kind of having to grind off of it and find some other things. So I like to, you know, fish, read, take some walks. Working out, running's been really helpful with, you know, keeping me mentally spaced away from disc golf all the time.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, John, Terry here with Disc Golf Network. Tomorrow we see you teeing off, and my question is, at these bigger events, somewhat newer on the tour, do you get nervous? And if so, how do you combat any of those nerves?
I absolutely do get nervous out here still. I mean, playing with the big guns, playing with the best in the world, you know, and I like to consider myself one of the best in the world, but, you know, obviously the leaderboards haven't shown me there at a consistent rate yet. So I do get a little bit nervous teeing off, you know, with some of these guys. However, again, I just got to remind myself that you can throw just as good a shots as anybody else out here. As long as you keep your mind in the game, stay consistent, not really any worries. Those nerves kind of start to go away after the first few holes normally.
All right, well, you got 4 big rounds here at the Dynamic Disc Open. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back.
Thank you.